All right, go ahead.
It was another tough start. How do you overcome those tough starts? Seems like it's been maybe 4 out of the last 5 games, 5 out of the 6 where you had probably the start that you would like.
Yeah, and go back and look at it. You know, and we've had pretty good, better starts defensively. Um, it's just so. I mean, it's so new, and this style is new to so many of those young kids. I thought when they locked into it, I thought they did as good a job as anybody I've seen Florida State play in the last 6 weeks in terms of movement and putting the ball in right spots. We couldn't get a timely shot down there in the second half. Naheem had the dunk to cut it back to 7. And you need to put a stop together there, 2 stops. We had other opportunities to cut into it, and we couldn't get that one big shot to go down and really get some wind under our sails. But the start, I've looked at it, certainly has my attention, and we're working at it.
How much does their height play a role? I mean, being average height, the tallest team in the country. How much does that
Quite a bit.
affect? Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Coach, you guys were 7 for 30 from 3 today. What did Florida State do that kind of?
Their length, and there's gaps. There are gaps. There are opportunities, and I can go back at it now, and I'll see 4 that kind of scratch my head. I'm not sure about that one. There's an extra pass down there, turning down a good shot for a great shot, but disruptive in their length is disruptive. But I thought we did a nice job of driving the ball. I thought we did a nice job of spraying the thing out back to the perimeter. I've said it before. I'll say it again, and it's not a knock on my team. It's not. We are who we are. All right. I would love to throw the ball into a 6'9", 6'10", or 7-foot kid, and have him turn and score. I can't. Okay. Do I want to live my life, shooting that thing 30 times from 3? I don't. But we're kind of locked into that right now. And we do have a number of kids that can shoot the basketball. And we have won a number of games because of our ability to shoot. But that is part of, where we are as a program. We don't have that facet, and that hurts. And you got one you can sling the thing into and see how they're going to play it and throw it back out, and now drive a long close. That is helpful. But my team continues to do everything and give us everything in an attempt to win each time out, and I admire them for that.
You guys have hit a little lull here, plus 3 in a row, 4 or 5 maybe. You expected this at some point with a young team. Is it a wall based on youth?
Say it again, Norm. Say it again. I don't understand.
No, the fact that you hit a little lull here. Do you think a lot of it's based on youth, and maybe have you hit a little bit of a wall here?
I'm not one to make excuses. That's a ready-made excuse, with Aline Couture, Agioko, Cone, true freshman, Landers, Boots, Tyrese Radford is. But you got to find ways to win. We are in a bit of a hole here, but as I told him after the game, we control everything. I think NC State lost today. I think it's too early to look at that stuff. Play better basketball. Find ways to win, and come back over tomorrow and fight again and get to Georgia Tech and play a little bit better.
I believe you said after the Miami game you were coming in a little rut as a team.
Yeah,
I'll
Fletcher Arrett. Fletcher Arrett? Played for Fletcher Arrett in 1981-82. And I can remember sitting on the old 16-passenger van, and the guards had to sit in back, but he wanted to talk to me because he knew I wanted to coach, and he would sit me up front. And I can remember vividly like it was yesterday. God, that van was awful. A bologna sandwich and a pack of nabs for a post-game meal, and a little fountain water, maybe grab you some out of the spigot there in the bathroom going home. And I can remember a couple of times he told me, he said, Young, he never called me. He's never called me by my first name. Young, every team is going to have a 2.5 week spell where they don't play great basketball. And if you continue to win games or win some games during that time, you've got a great team. I think we're in that lull. We're not playing bad basketball. We're not. I didn't think we played very well at all against Miami in the first half. I didn't think we're not playing bad basketball. We're just we're not making the plays necessary to win games. But continue to grind on it, and we got to snap out of it here.
Mike, do you sense that you have a resilient?
Yeah, I do, Mike. Yeah, I do. One of our best practices this year was Thursday. We needed practice. It's preparation, play, and I thought we needed a day for the Hokies, and I thought that was very beneficial. I think we got to continue to look at that, and not so much about the opponent. And I thought we played. Again, down 5 at the half. I thought we'd had some really good moments, but against a team like that and their explosiveness, man, I admire their ability to shoot the basketball and stepping up there and making those fouls. And Vassar, we knew how good he was coming in. We thought we had to limit their catch and shoot threes, make 8 in the first half. Again, giving us everything we've got to play a little bit better. Yeah, Dave.
Hunter said that you allowed Vassar to be comfortable.
Yeah, that's pretty good, Dave. Yeah. I mean, you've got to get to him. You've got to close to his body, and if a dynamic player like that is allowed to get comfortable and sees that first one go down, that spells trouble. Now. We've got to guard him. Wabisa was the best matchup for him, and Wabisa's, 5'11", 6 foot. You'd like to put a longer player on him, and the length we have right now is Young. Just wanted a more responsible person in Wabisa getting to him. We tried a couple of different matchups, but he got rolling, and I think that's a pretty good way to put it. We allowed him to get comfortable. You can't do that with really good ones, and he's a really good one. Holy smokes!
Coach, for someone who doesn't see you every game, what's changed for Tyrese Radford the last couple games?
That's an interesting question. You're welcome. I don't know that it's anything different from him. He's obviously playing with a supreme level of confidence, but maybe he's doing it every night now. He's doing it every night, and I said I think after the NC State game that he's making it to he's coming to a point where it's really hard to take him off the floor, and it is. I mean, he is just he's a stat stuffer with his energy plays and his rebounding, and just getting to the basket. Has he made a shot? He makes a little 5-footer in the middle of the lane off of an offensive rebound. But everything is just driving it and just hard, and gets fouled, and he's a really good foul shooter. I don't know that anything has changed other than I'm glad he's in a Hokie uniform and I have the opportunity to coach him. He is a special man. He's coming into or making himself into an incredibly valuable player. Gene, how are you? Good.
Like, how unusual and beneficial is it for a team to have 2 7-footers who can switch like that on the perimeter and get down in the stance and actually guard the opposing point guard?
Yeah, I've thought a lot about that this week, Dave. That is a luxury, but the length that they play with and up and on top of those passing lanes is pretty remarkable. And those two kids, both of them, and Gray, I say this with the utmost respect. Gosh, what a great player. He had a play early in the second half. He just drove us out of his left hand and got all the way to the rim. But he looks heavy to me. And he moves. I called him, I referenced the Dancing Bear. Was that Ron McDowell? Was that Ron McDowell? The Dancing Bear. I'd say it wasn't gray this week for me. It was the Dancing Bear. And again, I say that with all the respect in the world for that young man, but a great deal of admiration for him. But they can do that with him. They can do that with the 2 7-footers, and that's, it makes it hard. I've seen a number of people have hard times with it. I thought we got the ball to some places that we wanted to get the ball to, especially after the first 5 or 6 minutes. We got our spacing squared away and we were able to get into it and pitch it around. Not enough though.
Like you said, it's too early to look at stuff, NCAA pictures.
I think so, Mike.
When you think about the stretch coming up, though, you've got 4 straight games against teams with, I think, sub-500 records in the ACC.
Yeah, we had 2 of them last week. It didn't work out very well for me. So we better get our ass in gear here.
So with that in mind, does that make this a potentially pivotal?
Well, I mean, just I hate continuing to say where we are. Where we are. I got a darn good basketball team, and I do a better job with them, and I continue to get better. I said earlier, and I repeat, we are getting better here with just not making enough plays to get out of play. Get out of today with a win. Josh Pastner's doing a heck of a job down there. I'm familiar with some of their kids. The kid in the post is different. So, Mike, where we are and where everybody else is in this league, I thought Miami was pretty good on Tuesday, and I haven't seen a lot of Georgia Tech. I'm sure I'm going to watch them tonight, and I'm going to say the same thing. We better play good basketball, or we're going to get our ears pinned back, and whoever's in here next Saturday. So I take no comfort in that. You got to make hay. You got to make hay, no matter who's in front of you. You got to play better. You got to play better basketball.